He's going to become a very, very wealthy young man. A few people listening will have learned Bukwood as well. You know, he was 11-1 against that first round victory. So if you've got quids in there, well done, good choice. And Gareth Davies is up in the ring. He's got the microphone poised, and he's looking to get himself in close. Gareth, take it away.
Moses, can we have a quick word with you, please? Did you feel any nerves coming in here tonight?
No. The reason why I say that is because I've been in training for maybe 12 to 14 weeks, and I've ticked every box. So if it wasn't my night to win today, it wasn't going to be my night. But I knew that I'd done everything I could to make this night my night.
It only took you 1 minute 59 seconds, but you were still careful, precise, brutal, and you finished it completely.
Thank you very much, Gareth.
But you were still patient, weren't you?
I mean, that was one of the things where the team wanted me to get a couple rounds out, so I was like, maybe I should slow it down a little bit, but I saw he was hurt, and we went for it.
You've been going at these guys. You texted Dillian when you were 14 and asked him to go sparring with you. You seem ready. People are saying you're hyping this guy too much. You seem ready for all of them. Are you ready for all of them?
What do you reckon, Gareth?
I think you're ready. Tell me what you're going to do now. Francis, come in. Francis, thank you, Moses. Francis, we sat down in January at the beginning of the year, and you said by the end of the year he could be world champion.
Absolutely, I totally agree with it. I think you know, just if we can get maybe one in before December and then a big fight in December.
Joseph Parker, Ajit Caballero, who would you think?
They're not going to chuck names around. I don't think we need to. We're in a great position ranking-wise, but I think he's ready for the big guys now.
Oleksandr Usyk included in that list?
Absolutely. Let me just jump in here.
They're doing their photos up here. I'm going to grab Ben Davison as well right now. Let me have a word with Ben Davison. Okay, they're doing the photos. Charles, you get in there, sir. Are you pleased?
They said it's brothers.
Are you pleased?
Very, very.
Charles is Moses' father. He said he didn't even feel any nerves tonight, Charles.
No. Very calm. Follow the plan. And the plan was followed. So everything finished.
The joint venture between you and your wife is working.
Yes.
It's brilliant up here. There's lots of celebrations going on. I'm going to get Ben Davison as well. Ollie, I'll go back to you for now. I'll get Ben Davison in a minute.
Brilliant work as always, Gareth. We'll be straight back with you when you do have Ben Davison. But just a hype job then. Not one bit of it. Wow, the pressure was on Moses Itauma tonight, but he has passed his first real test with flying colours. He has beaten Dillian Whyte with a first-round knockout. This could be the start, Duke McKenzie, of something very, very special.
There's a film called A Star Is Born, and what we've just seen there replicated that. A star is almost certainly born. I thought we would beat Dillian Whyte, but not with that ease. He looked so comfortable, like saying the build-up in the changing room, his ring walk, his whole sort of demeanour once he actually got into the ring. You know, for a young guy of only 20 years of age to hold down all that pressure and not show it, that's quite impressive. But what was more impressive, this kid's hand speed was phenomenal. I mean, you know, he's a southpaw and that makes him dangerous anyway. But he wasn't pouring with his jab. Everything was solid. Everything was precise. And he just went out, laid out. He still just went straight to work. Just didn't hang around.
Let's bring in Spencer Oliver, who is ringside in Saudi. It all unfolded in front of you, Spencer. I mean, before this fight, we were talking about it being that first real test, a big test. But this man's the real deal, isn't it? It was explosive, it was brutal. Let's talk about what it means, though. He said in the ring, what's next, what's next, what's next? I'll fight anyone. He said he'd love a shot at Usyk. But do you feel, though, up next, it's a fight with Parker or Caballero?
Absolutely, yeah. You know, he's world ranked now, and he's got to pick off all the top guys. And Parker, Caballero's a dangerous fight. He's the bogeyman of the division, really. He's been picking opponents off, Makhmudov and Sanchez. We saw him go through those. He was an underdog in both of those. So he's the danger man of the division for sure. But, you know, Joseph Parker's a well-recognised name. That could be a great fight. there's a number of fighters you could, like, on that performance, you would put him in with any heavyweight in the world right now. The speed, the precision, the timing, the accuracy, you know, and the whole fight game plan, you know, it was absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, very world-class performance. Very impressive.
Let's rejoin Gareth A Davies, who is in the ring alongside Itauma's trainer, Ben Davison.
I am alongside Itauma's trainer, Ben Davison. They're actually watching the highlights of the fight with me right now, where Moses got him in the corner. You're getting your fighter to look at it straight away. Happy, Mr. Davison?
Yeah, look, pros, fantastic, fantastic event, headline against the British boxing legend, fantastic performance. Cons, we're still chasing those rounds, but hey-ho. Like I said, very hard. I said with you guys, funny enough, this week, very hard for any heavyweight to get to 12 rounds with him. Very hard.
It's really weird, isn't it, that he might become a world champion without getting the rounds in even.
Yeah, like to go 12 rounds with him is a tough task. Never mind to bank rounds and, you know, all this, get to the second half. I've seen him start to walk people down and beat them up, head and body, breaking them down on the front foot. I've seen that side to his game, but to get to the second half while shipping that punishment along the way, it's a really tough task.
We've heard from Francis Warren up here in the ring. We've heard from Charles Itauma, his father. We've heard from Moses himself. You'll have a say in where he goes next. Who would you like him to fight next? Because you will have thought about it. Who do you think?
The team will have a discussion. There's this 30-day extension for Usyk to see what happens there.
With Joseph Parker?
With all the belts, to be honest. I think we'll get a clearer picture and we'll look there. Maybe we go a route and try and find somebody else to bank some rounds.
Who would that be?
I do have a few names in mind, but being honest, if you mention, the price goes up, so I don't want to upset Frank.
Would that be like a Hrgovic, for example, who looked all right tonight?
Like I say, I don't want to mention any names because the price might go up, etc., etc. But like I say, I think in 4 to 6 weeks we'll have a clearer path of what we think will be next.
Great to see you tonight, mate. Congratulations. Well done. Keep it going.
Thank you.
Back to you, Ollie.
There we go, very tactical there, I think, from Ben Davison. Duke, I'm not going to take anything away from Itauma tonight. It was an amazing performance, explosive performance, like we've said. But I just want to take the cynical side of it. What would you say to any cynics who look at this and they go, well, it's not the same Dillian Whyte as before. This an ageing fighter. This wasn't actually the test everyone was making it out to be.
I would say that Itauma made it look easy. You know, I mean, listen, there's another saying in boxing, is, you know, you don't put an old guy in with a young guy. You don't put a 37-year-old guy in with a 21-year-old hungry lion like an Itauma. So there's all different ways you can look at it. But the bottom line is, it was an emphatic performance. You know, he didn't put a punch wrong. His hand speed is phenomenal for a heavyweight. You know, he just rattles shots off like a Gatling gun. They just go in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 punches, all in one combination. He's got an old head on young shoulders. He really has. And like you say, he saw the opening, didn't wait for it to come again. As soon as you saw it, just took him out. So Dillian Whyte could have made him look really bad tonight, but Moses Itauma just didn't allow him to. He just sat out his stall straight away, went to work. I don't know, like I say, with the exception of like Usyk, I think Cabell gives him life and death. I don't know who else there is, to be honest with you. I think there's only those two really. They're the only two viable fighters on the planet right now that would give this young kid problems, because I see this young kid giving everybody else absolute life and death.
OK, let's cross back to Gareth A Davies, who is alongside a potential next opponent for Itauma, Joseph Parker.
I am with Joseph Parker. Yeah, what did you make of that, Joseph?
Explosive and quick. Faster than a lot of people thought We thought it was going to be 3-4 rounds, and if it gets past that, it'll be a bit harder fight. But you know, one round, every fighter wants to come out and be explosive and knock out their opponent and go home and chill.
It's silly of me to say, do you want Moses next? Because really, you want Oleksandr Usyk, don't you?
Yeah, I want Usyk next. I know Usyk's deserves his time to relax and chill with his family. When he's ready, I'd love to open up negotiations and see if we can make that fight happen.
Does that extension clause with the sanctioning body give you more hope that it may well happen?
You just don't know. You just don't know what's going to happen. There's an extension to buy more time to an injury, and hopefully, you know, when he does decide to come back, then we can negotiate, and if we can make it happen, it'll be awesome.
Listen, we love you, and you're all about you, and we want you to be a world champion again, and I think you will be. But just say a final word on what we've witnessed tonight in the 20-year-olds who may be the coming force eventually.
Listen, he did a tremendous job. I'm just watching it now. I don't really see it properly, but he, you know, power and precision, picking his shots. Just an explosive display tonight.
Would you like to fight him as well?
Anyone and everyone. I don't care who I fight.
There you go. Everyone and anyone. Joseph Parker, thank you so much, as always. And back to you in the studio, guys.
Great stuff. Interesting there from Joseph Parker. I want to bring back in Spencer Oliver. Spencer, as much as this is Itauma's night, and rightly so, let's just talk about the future for Dillian Whyte. So many people saying that this was win or bust for him. Do you think that retirement is the likely outcome now?
Absolutely, yeah, retirement. I don't think there's any other option, if I'm totally honest. You know, Dillian Whyte's been at the top. He's been there for a long time. He's had a number of fights. His career goes way back to 2011, you know, and I think he's been there, seen it, done it, and there is time to, you know, say enough's enough. It's a young man's sport, and we witnessed that tonight. You know, that, yeah, it will be curtains for Dillian Whyte. I don't think we ever see him in the ring again.
Going back to Itauma, John Rawling, Frank Warren there said he was one of the best, if not the best, he's ever worked with at this age. Can you just outline how much of a compliment that is from someone like Frank Warren?
Well, it's a huge compliment. I mean, Frank's been one of the leading, if not the leading promoter in the UK since the early 1980s. So he's seen them all come and go. And, you know, I mean, I've witnessed a fair few of them. I've certainly not seen a heavyweight in this country come through with the same sort of exciting talent that he has. You know, Anthony Joshua won the Olympics, and yeah, he got the country behind him, and it was fair play to him what he did. And likewise, Audley Harrison. But, you know, these guys were not in the same level, I don't think, as Moses Itauma. There are going to be people out there who say, well, hang on, you're overhyping him now, so let's just wait. Let's wait till somebody's in there who's going to do some rounds, who's going to hit him back. But, you know, I find it hard at the moment to see where that guy is. You know, as you trawl through the leading heavyweights in the division, Spencer, and it's difficult, isn't it, to think of a man who's actually going to put rounds together and give him the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 round fight that he needed. You see, Tyson, before he beat Trevor Berbick, he'd had those long rounds, he's had those long fights, he'd had distance fights, and he knew about pacing himself in a major contest. And so far, Itauma's not got that, apart from in sparring.
Well, they put their Dempsey McKean in there to give him the rounds. He blew him away straight away. Mike Balogun last time out, he was meant to give him rounds. He blew him away as well. Dillian Whyte was the acid test. He was the guy that should have given him rounds. He's been there, seen it, done it, pushed everyone, and was considered the danger man. And he wiped him out. How high is the ceiling? How is he going to get those rounds? I think he becomes world champion before he does the rounds. That's how good this kid is. You know, the opportunity is there now. Let's see what happens with Joseph Parker, the WBO interim champion. Him and Filip Hrgović both won tonight. Hrgović is the WBO number 2. That could become vacant if Joseph Parker takes another route. Oleksandr Usyk decides that he wants to give up that title because he's injured and he won't be able to defend it in time. So many moving parts, but one thing is for sure, Moses Itauma is only a fraction away from boxing for a world heavyweight title.
Spencer Oliver, Gareth A Davies, John Rawling, fantastic work as always ringside in Saudi Arabia. Duke, before the fight we were talking about the comparisons, of course, with Anthony Joshua and that rising star and having 12 fights and being unbeaten and heading into this and it being that first test. With what you've seen so far, though, from Itauma, with tonight included, do you feel that he has the potential to go even further than someone like AJ has in his career?
Well, at this stage in his career, he's already further than what AJ is. This kid's had 12 fights, right? So when you look at him, he's so exciting because, again, he's a southpaw, and southpaw's an absolute nightmare to fight. Given that, couple that with his youth, his hand speed, his drive, ambition and determination, he ticks so many boxes. I don't know who beats him. And with the exception of Usyk, with the exception of maybe, I'm trying to think of the other kid's name, Cabell, those two probably are the only two guys that are going to give this kid a test. I think if you put this kid in with Joshua, Neil, and Joshua of today, 2025, there's only one winner.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.